Hello everybody, it's me, Code Talker Looters, and in for another episode of the Crash Course series. Crash Course of C# Crash Course series. And here we have a brand new chapter 4. It's all about loops, okay? So, loops. What we're gonna see here in this chapter. So, we're gonna see first, in this episode especially, the increment and decrement operators. We're also going to do introduction to loops. The while loop, the do while loop, and the for loop. Okay? And we might have to see some nested loops, but we're going to see that in a minute, okay? So for this chapter, for this episode, we're going to do just one exercise, which is talking about all about increment and decrement operators, okay? What is that? So basically, to increment a value means to increase it by 1. And to decrement a value means to decrease that value by 1. So we are going to jump in right now to the console, okay, to the Visual Studio, and we are going to see and we are going to create an increment and decrement demonstration. Okay, so go back to Visual Studio, console application. It's going to be increment and decrement. Okay, and we are going to do the location, Crash Course Chapter 4. There we go. Select folder. We are already in Chapter 4. Great, and we go to next. .NET.8, that's fine. We are gonna do container OS, Linux, whatever, create. And let's see here. Now, do you like my Monokai theme? It's freaking cool. If you want to get it, it's super easy. It's on the Microsoft Store. If you want me to teach you, I can make a little video about that. Okay, so first things first, using system that collections that generic. There we go. Create a class program. I create a static void main. Okay, so create a program that demonstrates the increment and decrement operator. Okay, all right. Variables, integer num, okay, and we're gonna assign a value of 4. Okay, I'm gonna create a comment saying num starts out with 4. Display the value in num. Create a write line. The variable num is space plus sign, and we type num outside of the comments. Okay. I will now increment num. Okay. Use postfix to increment. Num plus plus. console.writeLine. Now the variable num is num. I will increment num again. Dang it. Forgot to put the I will increment num again. Okay. Use prefix to increment num. I forgot to use my comments. Use prefix to increment num again. So now we're gonna do num. Okay. Console the right line. Now the variable num is I will decrement num. No. Okay. So what we're gonna do here, use postfix. Use postfix to decrement num. Console.writeLine. Right line. Before that, we need to do num, the postfix minus minus num. Now the variable num is I will decrement num again. So now we're going to do use prefix to decrement num again. I'm going to do num. Go to the right line. The variable num is console the right line. I hope you like and understand the increment and decrement operators now. All right, we save and we click. Okay, so what do we have? The variable num is 4. I will now increment num. Now the variable num is 5. I will increment num again. Now the variable num is 5. I will decrement num. Now the variable num is 5. I will decrement num again. The variable num is 4. I hope you like and understand the increment. So you guys can see here. Let me see if I can actually shorten this out so you guys can understand. This is pretty self-explanatory, right? So the variable num first was assigned to 4. We increment using the postfix first, right? The postfix first here, which now the variable changed to 5. It's not a constant, so we can change it. Now we increment the variable again with a prefix. plus plus num, and that's why it turned to 6. We then used the postfix minus minus in order to decrement the variable, and now that's why it went back to 5. And we did it again, so it's back to 4. That's what happens. That's how the increment and decrement operators work. You guys have to choose how use the prefix and postfix and know when to use them. Okay? So this was basically the demonstration of the increment and decrement operators. And this is the first step for the loops. Okay? So thank you very much, guys, and see you guys next time. Okay? Bye bye.